Turn the mic over to our anointed speaker of the day, the mother of this house, the precious jewel in our life. And she's more than that to me. She's the love of my life.
Aww.
In Jesus' name. Amen.
Praise God. Praise God, everyone. I thank and praise you. Thanks for the solos. Pastor Fred. Dennis Baker, I tell you, that was wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. My daughter, Sophronia, I tell you, this is wonderful. Yeah. Evangelist, Winfrey, we're the only mothers in the house, so that means this is our day. This is our day. This is our day. Michael, praise God, Precious, my little drummer over there, little Stevie, he turned that drum up over there tonight. Yeah. He just beat. Praise God. So we thank and praise God for all of you that are here tonight. And I just want to say Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day
to you. I am happy to bring my mother. I brought my mother and father with me today. This is a picture of them. And they always tell me I look a lot like my mother. And so it's not a place I can really put it where it would block me. But this is my mother and my father in their day. And I tell you, it's really been a heck of a time maneuvering this place without my mother. I was really close to my mother. Of course, all of the children were, but you know how you feel like, you were the closest and all of that. I was the baby, and I really had a lot of similarities like my mother. So I talked like her and walked like her, and we would hear her singing opera all through the house, and really my sister and I both, we sing like her, and I tell you, she was just so kind. She was so peaceful. My daughter, Precious, is Precious Jerry. She's named after my mother. And my other daughter is named after her grandmother, Sophronia, which is my husband's grandmother. Okay. So we trying to keep this matriarchal stuff going on both sides of our family, because I'm telling you, the generations must carry on. Yeah. So we're carrying the torch now. But when we get tired, we got to be able to pass the torch home to the next person in line. So I was waiting for a daughter, and waiting for a daughter, and waiting for a daughter. And when she came, she was so precious. I had to name her Precious. And so I had my second daughter. I said, I can't have my one daughter with a pretty name and not have my other daughter with a pretty name. And I was filled with joy when I was pregnant with her. Before, during, after, I smiled, I laughed. I named her Joy. And I told her, everywhere you go, you should be bringing joy everywhere you go. And so throughout their lives, people will say, oh, you're so precious, or you're such a joy. And they say, well, my sister's name is Precious, or my name is Joy. No, that's not on your birth certificate. And they said, yes, it is. Precious is on your birth certificate. Joy is on your birth certificate. And so I'm telling you, they have been truly a joy to me. And one thing for sure, you never ever know what's going to transpire in your life. Because I knew I always wanted a lot of kids. I always said I wanted at least 10 kids. Oh, wow. And so I ended up with 8 kids. How about that? Okay. So I had one child, and I met him. He had 3. And we got together and we had 4. So that makes 8. Some of them are like 2. So I do have 10. I'm telling you. Some of them have greater needs than others. Right. And so I think I did get the 10 in the intro. Right. And I have a poem that I wrote, and I want to share that with you all. I wrote that today before I go into the Word. I wrote it today in reference to my mother. So if you all will bear with me, I will just go with that before I go any further. It says, Mother, Mother, created like no other, equipped to carry someone like me, responsible for all that I turned out to be, always pleasant, always proper, was determined not to accept anything that the devil had to offer. She lived a Christian life before me until the day she died. All of my years, she wasn't going for any tricks from the enemy. She realized that her and my dad, which are here, had plans and goals for their children of 6. So she placed us where God-centered activities, independence, and strong academics would be in our mix. She would smile no matter what took place. So when we went through life's trials, we sought out her face. We like, Mama, this happened, that happened. We'd be telling her about stuff that happened at school. And she said, honey, God's going to deal with all of that. You don't even have to worry about it. She was just like, we'd be talking about whatever happened. She's like, just as cool and calm. We like, did she hear what we said? This happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. We would be really all worked up. And she said, God's got all that under control. We say, So we'd be looking for her face. She never smoked, drank, or used any profanity. All we would see is her meekness, her mildness, and how to act dainty. When you see this look on her, this is how she was all the time. Always wore dresses. Always had her little shoes on, her little simple little jewelry. I think my daughter has on the gold earrings that she was wearing when she died. My daughter Joy. So she didn't wear a whole bunch of, like we wear a whole bunch of jewelry nowadays, but she's like, okay, you wear the best jewelry. Our feet travel. They take us everywhere we go, wear the best shoes. And act modest. Don't be loud. Don't be wild. Honey, you're too loud. Why are you so loud? We be in there cracking jokes. My brothers and sisters and all of us, we be like laughing hard. She go, why are you all so loud? Can't you laugh a little lower than that? We like, laugh lower than this? So, but that's how she was. So she never smoked, drank, or used any profanity. All we would see is her meekness, mildness, and how to act dainty. Pants did not exist in her wardrobe, even when she traveled all over the globe. She went as far as Malaysia. She's been to Paris. She traveled all around the world. Never say, oh, it's cold, it's wet. Let me put on some pants, let me put on some knickerbockers, or like we call them capris. She never, ever did that. Wow. Even when she traveled all over the globe, she was extremely loving, knowledgeable. This is a walking encyclopedia, but he couldn't come against my mother. She said, look, old man, I did that when I was whatever age. Oh, honey, what you talking about? Real estate, this, that, whatever it was. Because she was one of the ones that was in the, she was in that, in the who's who, my mother was. So she's just very nice. When she reads, she read all the time. And all of us, all of her children, we read for recreation. We read everything.